And unfortunately for me, that, you know, what makes me happy is unusually insane endurance stuff. There's no, I don't think.
It's very inconvenient to be wired that way, isn't it?
Yeah. Have I ever told you about the Mikey effect?
No.
Okay.
The Mikey effect.
So
okay.
this is a fun one. So I lived for a while in a town called Peniston.
Penistown.
Peanistown.
Okay.
Yeah. And God, I hope he doesn't listen to this because I tell a lot of people about the Mikey effect. But there was a chap called Mikey who I was in the pub one day. It was a Saturday night, and Mikey's in there every Saturday. Loves his life. Like, works Monday to Friday, gets his cash, goes into the pub, and he's smashed. He's loving life. He's bopping around all over the place. The local burger place has got a Mikey burger because he grabs it on the way back. Everyone knows who Mikey is. He makes everyone laugh. He's a good, you know, he's just a solid guy, and he loves his life. It's simple. He loves it. Never moved out of Peniston. Don't think he's ever been out of it. Going to the nearest town, Sheffield's a big journey for him. And I just turned to my mate one evening as I was looking at him going, I'm really jealous of him. I'm really jealous I have to do all this stupid shit to be happy. I'm really jealous of it. And I mean, I don't know what's going on in Mikey's life. I don't know if he's happy, but there was just this fundamental thing of realizing that, yeah, I can't help that I need all this stuff to be happy. But I think now it's just a case of, at that moment in time, that was very much the case. I was just kind of wandering from challenges to races, kind of trying to become happy. And now I can look back and go, it's just because I like this stuff. There's nothing wrong with that. And actually the reason I'm doing it now is because I have genuine enjoyment and get the good stuff from what endurance sports offers.
I think that's where a lot of people go wrong. Again, I don't want to sit here all high and mightily pretending I've got any of the answers, but I think from conversations I have, from people we have in here, for run clubs, for athletes we speak to, for conversations like this that I have, from the petri dish of people I've been exposed to where these conversations have been had, a constant seems to be those that fight against that innate understanding of themselves are the ones that end up in a bit of a slippery slope situation. And I mean, for me, great example, powerlifting. I was a powerlifter by definition. I stopped enjoying powerlifting, but I was a powerlifter. So I started saying no to playing golf with my friends. I like my friends. I like playing golf, but I didn't play golf because I had 220 for 3 sets of 3 on Monday, and I didn't want 10,000 steps in me on the Sunday. And it's knowing internally that I was doing the wrong thing, but following plan A, path A, was what actually started to affect me and put me into a bit of a downward spiral. And I think that that's internal, but in a lot of people's lives, it can be external, whereby it might be a partner, it might be a family member, it might be a colleague, essentially using their worldview as a frame of reference, or society's worldview as a frame of reference as to what you should be doing or what are the things that should be making you happy. When in reality, I think that's completely unique to every single individual. Definition of happiness means whatever it needs to mean to the person that needs the definition. But I think the beauty of it is that it's an answer that can be discovered and one that evolves. But so many of us don't even consider the question. And it took me a really negative experience to even start thinking about who am I? What does it mean to be a man for me? What do I want to achieve? Why do I want to achieve it? And how does this relate to my overall happiness, purpose, and sense of fulfillment? And it took me a suicide attempt for all of those things to not be aligned with just a traditional linear current account, exam result, job promotion related curve that had been presented to me, and I didn't know any better. So I feel very fortunate to have sort of been presented with the question to try and go find the answers, and I've got a better understanding. I don't feel I've got the answers in any way, shape or form, and I feel like we're describing the same thing in many ways, but I think it's so difficult to go looking, because Mikey's very fortunate that essentially that's a conventional way of existing that he has found total peace and contentment in. But
it's not forever, right?
It's not forever.
No. And that's why I put that premise on there. As I don't know Mikey.
Yeah.
You know, I'm looking at the visual of him. He might not be happy, but I think it was just that simplicity of his life that was there. And I think it's probably worth mentioning that when you do become self-aware, when you start on that ladder, be prepared that it's going to feel quite raw and open, because the more you think about life and the more you think about your development and the more consciousness you have about that, the more self-critical you're going to become until you start building the confidence through. Like my life through that period of June 2023 was a shit show. It was an absolute shit show. And to rebuild from there was hard. It was a lot of active effort. It was a lot of time spent reading, learning, talking, all those micro decisions, but just being aware of it, of how I'd become this way. And that was hard. It was really hard. So I think when you're starting on this, if you're going to kind of go through there, then it's absolutely fine to have some feelings about it. But I think as long as you're developing and moving forward, that progression is the thing that, when we're talking about status, it's that progression, isn't it? It's that evolving nature of our lives that if we have that, we feel fulfilled. I think if we've got progression and we've got that movement forward where we feel like we're developing and we could be the best version of ourselves, then we're ultimately fulfilled and happy.